Let's not wait until we die to love ourselves. Are you in? Let's experience love. So those micro moments of connection, because that's what love is. Let's experience that love while we are alive in a body on this crazy planet Earth. Are you in? Could I see a couple of raises of hands? Could you tell your body that, yes, I'm in for more love in life? Cool. Could you expand your body out to really open your chest? Could you make sure that your shoulders are nice away from your ears and you're kind of sucking in all that love that you are? Could you do that? Yes, right? So let's ground down into this present moment, which is the only thing we truly have. This moment now. And today, let's explore the 5 steps to self-love, because that's where it all starts, doesn't it? And I'm sure many of us have read books and watched videos and TikToks and stuff about love that is most important to start out with before we can even consider loving others. And that is that hot, juicy, yummy, wonderful relationship that we have with ourselves. True? So I have prepared a little something to guide us through these 5 steps to self-love. Why today and why this topic? Well, today is also the day that we are honoring and celebrating the passing of Sister Goddess Lisa, who many of you know from goddess retreats, from events, from circles here. And I would at the same time also love to honor my mom, who is turning 78 years today, and many other things that are going on right now. Some of these things feel less good, some feel amazing, isn't it true? So we all have something to honor and celebrate today. And to start this goddess circle, I would love to suggest that we start out with intending 1 minute for all of us, for anybody who ever listens or watches this recording. Let's tune into love for 1 minute in silence. Let's imagine that we are all holding hands together, connecting our hearts with 3 full breaths as we drop into the space of our hearts. And from our hearts, we're sending out the intention that we are all immediately, completely, and permanently connected to love, and happy and healthy and well in every way. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So it is, so it shall be, or something even better. Returning back into the here and now. Maybe give your heart a little rub, connect, yes, to that beautiful vessel inside of you that harbors all that love you are, that is always within you, always around you. Let's take that in. Let's accept and embrace and respect and honor that love that we are. And let's dive into the 5 steps. What are the 5 steps to self-love? Guess what step 1 is? Self-awareness. We need to be aware of what is ourself, the present moment, just like we did just now. That's step one. Step two is self-acceptance. It's finally ending that war inside of us for all those times that we think or say or believe we're not good enough, we're not this enough, we're too much of that. That needs to stop right now. Do you agree? We cannot find peace anywhere outside of us if we don't have peace within us, right? We know that. So today, we're not only going to talk about these 5 steps, we're actually going to walk through a 5-step process of tapping that I developed, which I call the 5 steps to self-love. And in these steps, we're going to take all that is, all the experiences that we've had, all the programming, all the patterns, all that is. I'm going to say, okay, I love and accept myself. Can you say that to yourself right now? I'd love to hear you, but wouldn't you just say it now? Could you say, I love and accept myself? And could you say that in a voice like you would talk to if you talk to someone that you really deeply love, maybe a child, a fur baby, a beautiful plant? Could you tell? Isn't it interesting how the internet just dropped out when we all just said that? I mean, hello. Okay, so step 3 is self-care. Yeah, taking care of yourself. That's why in the Golden Goddess Circle, we talk so much about the needs that we all have, the basic human needs that we go through, that we tune into. What is it that I need right now? Because we all know that all of us here, everywhere on this planet, every single human being is just trying to get their needs met. And if we all have the same needs, couldn't that help us understand the behaviors and the interesting things people say and do when we just look at them and it from a lens of, oh, wow, this person is just trying to get some need met. I wonder what it could be. And then it's often not what we think it is. And it's often up to us then to find creative solutions of how we could fulfill that person's need without compromising ourselves. And that takes us into step 4, setting boundaries. We need to be able to set boundaries. Once I am clear on what I need, right? I also have to accept others need things too. And then I have to be able to set the boundaries so that I can first take care of myself, make sure I'm in a good position to actually even go out and help others, right? And then step 5 is self-development. We need to keep on growing and expanding and moving through life. It's called living, moving through life, and not just sitting still and waiting until it's over, right? So I'll say the 5 steps again, because I'm seeing some haven't been able to pick it up and we had an internet dropout. Step 1, self-awareness. Step 2, self-acceptance. Step 3, self-care. Step 4, setting boundaries. And step 5, self-development. Okay, we all got that? So now that we know those 5 steps, we also know that we are infinitely intelligent. We are so smart. We know all this. We do. At a deep cellular level, we know that that's what it takes. But maybe there's just something inside of us that's kind of sabotaging this thing. And I call that something the subconscious mind. And we know that that animal runs 80% of the show. So let's just imagine that our subconscious mind is a little furry animal. What would your furry animal look like right now? Mine's turning up as this fluffy white bunny rabbit. Yes, an Angora bunny rabbit is my subconscious mind, just for me right now. What is yours? Identify and then imagine that it's sitting there with you. If you were in a kids' yoga class, you would have a beanie now, right? A little stuffed animal that you would physically sit in front of you because that helps your brain actually relate to this thing that is a concept, right? We know it exists. We've got a lot of research on it, but none of us have ever seen the subconscious mind, have we? So what would it look like? Oh, Karen has got a cute dragon. What else is here? These are also power animals. Just notice. So once you've defined that little animal, your cute subconscious mind, a squirrel it is for Arlie, place it to the side. Say, thank you so much for being that incredible treasure cove of all my experiences. And damn, you're like this enormous database and you're so smart. You can do things at the same time, simultaneously. You've got multiple processes. You can generate and process billions of bits of information. You're amazing. Let me tell you, you are amazing. So grateful to have you. And right now, my intention is to reprogram you to make sure that you and I, all of us here, that we're working together like a team. Could you tell your subconscious mind something like that in your words now? Do it now. You've got a minute, right? Imagine you're talking to your subconscious mind. You say, listen here, here's what we're doing. You serve me real well. And I want us to become an even better team. So, Valka, talk to your fox. How would you talk to your fox? And we'd say, can we get on board here? We're going to do a process in a moment. And I really desire you to be on board with all of us here to tune into self-love. Okay, so you've had that conversation. You sit up nice and upright. Take a full breath. Close your eyes. You roll them up as if you're looking through the crown of your head. And then you say, even if I don't know how, to be 100% tuned into the love for myself. All I do know is, it is so now. And I am fulfilled. I delete, delete, delete all that could stop me. And I download, download, download everything I need to do so now with grace and ease and joy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So it is. So it shall be, or something even better. One more breath. And open your eyes, and we are starting to tap. We're doing the switch, okay? So you take your fist, you pound it into the open palm with the other hand, and you say, I love and accept myself, even if I don't love myself, even if I don't know how to do that. And I love and accept myself when I now choose to love myself fully, completely, immediately, and permanently. And breathe. Okay, underneath your eyes. I am so worthy of loving myself at my deepest levels. And from the very first time I noticed I am love, yeah, I am so worthy to love myself and to have a long, successful, happy, joyful, peaceful, loving, healthy, amazing life. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Index fingers. I now let go of all and anything that could stop me from being that love that I am, from loving myself in all ways and continuously finding more ways to love myself. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to every step of this journey, every moment. And breathe. Come up here underneath your collarbones and say, self-love. I am so courageous. I am so ready, willing, and able to love myself on all levels, in all dimensions, in all realities, in the here and now, immediately, permanently, and completely. Yes, I can do that. I will do that. And I am doing that now because I love myself. I love myself. 3 times. I love myself. And breathe. Excellent. Right side underneath your rib cage. Tap your liver. I forgive myself for not always loving myself. I forgive myself for sometimes not liking myself. I forgive myself for saying terrible things about myself. I forgive myself for judging myself. I forgive myself on all levels. It's okay. And I now choose to be at peace with myself and all my parts, my subconscious mind, my conscious mind, my higher mind, my intuition, my soul, my body, all of my parts. I love me. I love all of me. I do. I truly love all of me now. Yes. 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 Ah. Notice how you feel. Notice what comes up for you. Is there a symbol, a sound, a color that you could anchor this moment of decision with? Close your eyes, maybe. Notice what comes up from the depths of your unconscious mind. What is the anchor, the symbol, the sound, the number, the color, whatever it is, that is your personal anchor for the self-love? For me, the song comes up, how deep is your love? I'm going to send it out to you later. So I'm going to ask that question, how deep is your love? And that's the empowering question I am going to ask myself more often. And when we ask empowering questions, our brain has to give us an answer, right? And if it gives us that answer, we'll suddenly have creative solutions, maybe. We'll have new ideas of how to approach something. We might change our perspective on something. And we know that the moment we change our perspective on what is happening, the moment kind of reality changes, doesn't it? And if we can ask a question like, how much deeper could my love grow? How much more could I expand? How much more grace could I experience now? How much more peace can I experience now? When we ask those questions, our vibrations change. And that's what we're doing here. And the more often we are aware of the fact that we're taking charge, we're taking control over the only thing we have control over, that is ourselves, the more powerful we become. And I know that, you know what, by now we're over 2,000 women in these Golden Goddess circles. 2,000 women. Imagine isn't that half a football stadium? It's a lot of people. I know my biggest audience in China was 1,400 people, and that was a lot of people. So that's even more. I've never seen that consciously. I'm not going to look up, what do 2,000 people look like? And tonight, when I go to sleep, I'm going to redream a dream I had 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I dreamt of being on stage in a football stadium-like thing. And behind me were all these women dressed in rainbow colors. And we were singing and we were dancing and we were doing all this stuff that we do with epic music. And it was a festival of forgiveness. And I saw children and their parents in the audience. I saw so many beautiful things. And now, with the space that I'm in now, in my beautiful Lichtwerk, and with all the support of you sisters, I know that we're getting closer and closer to that moment. And even if I consciously, Joy, now don't know how and what and when and where, I know that it's coming because you see, here's the thing. Ever since I discovered that thing, that intuition, and I've been training and honing it, it's becoming clearer and clearer. And I know that all those things that I've dreamt in the past, 80% of them have already come true. And I'm now starting to get new visions of the future. So why wouldn't those last 20% also happen? So if we all dream of beautiful events like that, beautiful gatherings like that, where people can heal together, where they can do that joyfully, right? It doesn't have to be long and painful and expensive. No, we could meet up for amazing gatherings that will really be those sparks of light and hope and inspiration that people need right now. Wouldn't you agree? And wouldn't you agree that every single one of you is part of that? Don't you? Can you imagine the power of a huge group of women standing united for peace, standing united for values like compassion and care and taking care of our children and nature and the basic things in life, right? Could you imagine what change we can create with the ripple effects that something like that can bring? That's a tsunami, ladies. And I'm really appealing to every single one of you, come help me. Let's do this together. I know that we're this swarm of bees, that's how we see us, that have the ability to, we all live in our places, in our sanctuaries, we have our hubs. But then there are moments when we gather, not only online, but where we meet physically, where we move our butts to places, and where we bring light and hope and inspiration to places that don't have it that much. And if you look at all the wars and the stuff that's going on this planet, I think we have more than enough to do. But I can't do that on my own. I've tried, and I think I've done a pretty good job. So yeah, I've been able to, like, if we look at numbers on social media, I've got like between, I don't know, depending on which account you go to, 9,000 followers, 16,000 followers, Instagram, whatever, YouTube, you've got all these things. But now just imagine all that comes together. We have multiple football stadiums. But we have things like algorithms. We have things like powers in place that are still not really supporting this kind of movement, because guess what? Because the powers that are in control fear one thing most: when people start uniting. And that is the power that we have, sisters. And that has me feeling very excited. So I'm going to get my co-hosts into the spotlight with me. And I'd love to hear what comes up for you now that we've been talking about interesting things. We've done our process. Give me your gist, ladies. Please unmute yourself and speak.
Also, Joy, this picture you have been describing, I wrote it in the chat. It's something I have since years, and it's getting more and more alive. And exactly like you say, we might all be living in different places, and we are creating these spark spots, so to say, which are like connected to each other. And we might have certain events happening here, certain events happening there, and not everyone will be always there. And still we are all aligned and connected, and the physical coming together, it will be always so much stronger than the actual like online, especially in social media. This year, what we are doing here is something for me different, because we are really connecting in the social media. It is sometimes, it's like you might get lost in it, but here we are connecting on a different level. And to have that in person, like we have seen just recently also in your Lichtwerk, it's so bonding, and it stays also. It's growing even if we are not together. It's connecting on a deeper level, and we can create amazing results and love. That is the self-love the steps that you have been just talking about. It's fantastic.
Thank you,
so
hon.
much.
Yolanda, Lily.
Uniting is something which speaks to me a lot, because I'm all the time figuring out how we can unite with people like yourself, like Lynn McTaggart, like the other people who are arranging all kind of meditations, and because there are so many people working on it now. But to unite, it would be like a festival with artists, but not with only with artists, but with all those speakers, all those people who have an audience. They already.
Well, you know, I love what you're saying, and I just want to throw something in to piggyback on what you're saying, because it reminds me that this is also happening. So, for instance, My Life, my Italian producers are actually just organizing the My Life Festival, and you'll be today. I think they've started posting also invitations, and this is a completely free. Yes, it's online, but at least it's online, right? A completely free festival where you get to watch all the content of over 50 speakers, I think 60 even, international top teachers, and you can pick and choose. And it's all for free. And I'm the host for this festival, so I'm kind of guiding you through the days. And I just want to tell you, you can check that out. And although the sign-up page is in Italian, you can watch all the speakers also in English. Okay, so you just register on the page, and then you can choose English or Italian. And this is an amazing opportunity. Yes, it's not the physical unification yet, but at least these sort of festivals are coming up that people are actually willing to watch this kind of stuff, because, you know, it also needs the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to say anything else, Yolanda?
No, well, yesterday I was with Reiki Masters, and we were doing an angel ceremony. Very beautiful. Then I picked a card, and on this card was that I had to work for peace in the world. And I thought, whoa, this is a big assignment. And I tried to do little things like message on a bottle, and yeah, but it feels like you want to do so much, and it's difficult to do it alone. So yeah, unite.
Well, here we are. The beautiful card, and today this conversation, you can't script this, right?
No.
Sister Goddess Lily, you've been involved in peace work for decades. What comes up for you?
Oh, it just all comes together. We just have to do what we know, what we're told to do. The intuition is speaking to us. We get the revelations, the prophecies. Last week, I just knew I have to go and give my speech at the UN. So I went to the Toastmasters Club meeting and spoke to my colleagues at the United Nations about my vision of True Parents United Nations. And I talked about the 4 realms of heart, that the children who are just receiving passively grow into children who learn to give and take, and then learn to have an exclusive relationship of love, which develops into the life of the newborn child, which teaches them the love of unconditional love of a parent, which is what they received as a child when they were just passively receiving. And I told them my vision is True Parents United Nations, because I think the United Nations needs to fulfill the sustainable development goals of fulfilling those needs of the people who have never had the true parents, who've never had their passive needs fulfilled. And this is
They've never been loved. They've never been loved for just who they are, right? And they were never taught how to love themselves. So that's why, you know, in my conversations with a lot of people working in refugee camps and telling me of the condition of children there, right? I mean, we have so much need, and it sometimes can feel overwhelming, and then we can feel so small. And who am I to do something about that? But as you've just heard from just us here, right? There's always something every single one of us can do. And the message that I've been getting in meditations is to encourage you more often to create physical gatherings, moments when people can come together, and I'm going to use the word pray, but you don't have to pray. You can just breathe. You can meditate. You can sing. You can dance. You can create together, paint together, but go into that feeling of connection, because that's where you're building love. Love is micro moments of connection where you're sharing an emotion, positive emotion, right? And when we share reality together, we do that with an intention to create peace. And peace is really something that every single human being on this planet wants more of. Human being, I'm saying, maybe not others, but every human wants peace. So create those gatherings. I'm doing this at the Lichtwerk. And yes, for some of you who don't really know me very well, it might seem, oh, well, it's easy for Joy to do this. Is it? Is it? It's a huge responsibility and commitment that I have made to take this house, to pay a bunch of rent every month, and trusting that there are enough people who want to come and sing and meditate and breathe and do yoga with me to keep this up running as a business so that I can afford it. I've had to, for these last months, go into my private savings to fund this all, of course. So it takes a lot of faith. And there are often moments where I wake up at 3 a.m. with a sort of, oh my God, is this all going to go well, right? The economy's crashing, housing prices are going up, energy prices are going up. Who are you here with this huge house and you think everybody's going to come for a retreat? Yes, I do. Because I know that the energy of this place, that the intention with which it has been created, not only by me, but with all the sisters that have helped me, and some of you are here, to create this place, this oasis. That's also here, and that's calling for safe places for people. And every single one of you are able to create, even if it's just a couple of minutes, of a safe haven for someone else. And sometimes that's just listening, without needing to say anything, to fix anything, to coach them, nothing, just listen. Did you know that it actually just takes 8 minutes? 8 minutes of somebody being able to share what's going on in their life and someone to just listen, for that person to have a personal breakthrough just by being able to say it uninterrupted. So try it next time. When you notice you're connected to someone who's having a really, really rough time, even if you've heard the story the 4th millionth time, even if that person maybe annoys you, try it out. Give yourself 8 minutes. And inside of you, powerful one, you can repeat a mantra. I like repeating either a simple one, I am love, I am infinite, right? I am eternal, that's a simple one. Or you do the Ho'oponopono. If I'm listening to someone triggering me, I always do the Ho'oponopono inside, because it helps keep my mind focused. I can focus on my breath and I can actually listen to them, right? So try it out, 8 minutes, and then watch what happens to them. And those are those little things that we really all can do. And I'm sure what comes up for you now will be maybe totally different. But just allow your brain to now come up with an incredibly genius solution for you. If you said to yourself, what if I knew one actionable step that I could take to create more peace in my life? What would it be? What's the one thing that I can do to create more peace in my life? Why is it so easy for me to now think of one thing that I can do now to create more peace in my life? Why is it so easy for me to create peace in my life? Write down the answer. Why is it so easy for me to create peace in my life? Because I have fallen in love with peace. What are the answers that came up for you girls in this 4-leaf clover here?
I've been wanting to reach out to a few women that are really dear to my heart. And I kept on moving it and moving it and moving it. And this now very much encourages me to do that. Really.
Yeah, it could be that you need to reconnect to someone, reach out to someone. Cool. Lily, Yolanda, what came up for you?
We really need the parental heart, the loving, the forgiving. The person who's prepared to listen for 8 minutes has to have that parental heart. And that's really what what it all boils down to. None of us has had the perfect parents. None of us had fulfilled the 4 levels of love, and to just embrace that heart of a parent, and recognizing that the eternal universe, that I really believe in the eternal true parent spirit of God as a parent, as mother, father.
We also have the concept of Mama Earth and Father Sky.
Exactly.
And we also have the concept of parenting ourselves. That's something we have to learn. We have to learn to parent ourselves. So we are in the self-care, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yolanda?
Well, I was thinking immediately about this afternoon. I went to have lunch with the wife of my father. My father passed away 10 years ago. And well, I think I did about 5 times 8 minutes listening to her. And she was so grateful that I took her and that I listened to her. And they are really incredible stories about all the things which are happening in the house where all the old people are living. It's like a small earth,
Totally.
Wow.
Totally. One of
So
my dear friends.
I was really, I felt really good when I went home, because she was really so grateful and so happy.
Yeah. So again, sharing time with others. And what you say about that separate universe of an old people's home, that's kind of the old way one would say it, right? Retirement home, it's called now, or whatever. Yeah, I could totally relate to that. I have a dear friend who also works in a home like that, and it's a gorgeous one. And the stories she tells me of the wisdom and the love of the people living there, it's really touching, really, really touching. I'm seeing Tina Matthews say, yes, this is what I and my co-host create every month in our women's sharing circle. So think on events that you would enjoy going to yourself. So this is how I do things. I go to other things, and I love going and checking out new places. And the instant thing that I always do is say, how would I do this? What could I do better? And that's from, I'd like to serve tea beforehand, or I'd like people to be sitting on clean, comfortable cushions when they're doing this. I'd love to have some essential oils going on, or some frankincense maybe going on when we're breathing. So that's how I create everything that I do. I ask myself, how would I like it? And of course, will there be people who don't want that? Yeah, duh. But those are not my people. So have the courage to create little events and circles and happenings and gatherings that are according to your taste, and think, how would you like it for yourself? And could you imagine inviting even one other person to join you in this? Can you imagine how many people are going to be so grateful that you reached out and said, hey, would you fancy joining me? I still, and I've been, as you know, been doing this for a long time, and I'm 50 years old, but every single time I come up with an idea, like I want to teach yoga again. I'm going to do a Friday evening yoga class. What if nobody wants to join me? You know what I say then is, well, what's the worst case? You'll do yoga for an hour. Bad thing? No. And when I start things like that, they always fill themselves. So some of you, I hope, are still doing the money activation experiment. I am so happy and thankful now that money flows to me with grace, ease, and joy. A little update on that. I have been able to successfully fill the next retreat at this Lichtwerk. We did it in 3 days. In 3 days, the 8-hour soul vacation was booked out. My yoga class for the evenings is booked out. My kids' yoga class is booked out. And I'm coming up with another idea of doing a breath meditation on one evening here at this Lichtwerk. And my idea, and this is also why I'm telling you these things, is I had this desire to create structure. Because, when you have a new project or whatever, it's easy to sometimes get lost in all the things that need doing. So I was, in these last weeks, praying for structure. I need to set up a structure that feels good with me so that I can manage all these things that I want to do. So today I had a conversation with ChatGPT, and I said, hey, I've noticed that the structure is really helping me go into self-love more. Why is that? And then ChatGPT said, yeah, well, that makes sense, because if you're creating structure, you are creating routine and consistency. right? So I like it when I know that, I don't know, every Monday evening is the English Goddess Circle. Every Tuesday morning is the German Goddess Circle. Every Wednesday I teach kids yoga. Every Thursday I do this, right? Because that gives me that structure that helps me also look forward to everything. That's another thing. And to be consistent in what I do, which also helps others to learn. Oh, if you want to talk to Joy, you can't call her on Mondays between 7 and 8 because she's got her goddesses. My family know that, right? Then another reason why structure helps you foster self-love is that you will get a sense of achievement and progress. If you have a structure, it'll help you achieve your goals more, right? And that will also give you that sense of achievement, which again boosts your sense of self-worth and the confidence that you have in yourself because you're ticking off the boxes and, hey, done. I organized that gathering that I wanted to do. I reached out to that person. You set a goal and you achieved it. And that does something to your brain. It boosts you, right? Then it creates healthy habits, right? So me saying, okay, what do I want to do consistently? I want to practice yoga at least once a week. Maybe even more often, right? But at least once a week, I want to not only practice yoga, but I'd like to teach yoga. And now that I know that I'm going to do it every single week, I'm training my body to automatically, most likely every Friday evening, do yoga. This is what's happening for me with the ice plunges. It's a habit now that I'm doing it for 2 years. It's part of me. I desire that cold shock every day. And if I can't take the plunge in the river, I'll have an icy cold shower because my body is asking for it. So healthy habits are good things to have. Then this structure will also help you with the boundaries and the self-respect. Because if people, for instance, know that you have your goddess call or you have your thing or you have your that, you're setting a boundary, saying, this is more important now. This is a priority for me. And the universe, it'll give back for that. When you're consistent and you're setting priorities and you're respecting yourself by saying, this is important to me. So I respect myself enough to keep to this. You're not doing it for anybody else. And the last one is it'll give you a sense of control. Don't we love control, ladies? You want to gain a sense of control over yourself because then once you've learned the control, you can also learn the surrender of that control because you know I can gain control when I want to. So then I can also let go of control when I don't need it. And that's really important to learn. But that's a subject for another goddess call, that whole submission, surrender, and control. Is that making sense to you all? Yeah. So the joy work would be right now is to see what kind of structure could you bring into your week. And I would take, I work with these pieces of papers, Monday, Tuesday, right? I take a blank one, right? Just days of the week. And then I sit there with this blank thing and I say, what do I want to do every Monday? And here you'll see there's not much in there that I do very, very consistently. So we've got Monday, the goddesses, Tuesday, the goddesses, Wednesday, we've got kids yoga. Thursday, I always do my EMS training. Then I've got going to be doing yoga in the afternoon and I meet my girlfriends. And my aim is to have it done in 4 days. Because Monday to Thursday, I work balls out. I'll do as much as I can because I know that Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be me time again. And in that me time, I don't just lie around. You've seen me maybe on Instagram and stuff. I'm usually, I don't know, refurbishing something. I have a lot of fun. I get stuff done, but my workload is done. So think on your structure. What are the days of the week? Also think of, your environment where you have maybe more space for yourself. Where could you arrange more space for yourself? You could, for instance, say 1 day a week is my self-care day. That's courageous, right? But that you could be every Wednesday is so I'm sorry, I've got to love myself today. Yeah. Okay. So
Well,
set a
difficult, very difficult to get structure. My only structure now is to go and go to circle on Monday.
It's a start. It's a start. And
on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's good
And
to
the
start.
Wednesday, yes.
It's a good thing to start with maybe 3 things that are non-negotiables. 3 things. I mean, you'll have things that you kind of have to do. right? So I know, I mean, I'm not putting that in there because I take my kid to school every day, or I don't know, pick her up or whatever. Those are things that are just there. But it gives my day a structure that I just know. And I know if someone calls me and says, hey, do you want to meet up? I know that Mondays to Thursdays is going to be pretty full, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we could.
I can really say, like, committing myself to something structured was for the longest time something where I thought I lose my freedom.
Me
And
too.
yes, and the opposite actually is happening, like with the Golden Goddess Circle, and also we do the Power of Eight on Wednesdays. I'm so much looking forward to these meetings, and really am so joyful and also grateful that I committed to that, and that also the group is committing to it, and this empowers you, and it gives you even more freedom. And you can also, like you said, you have certain days where you know you will not do anything, commit in this sense, like regularly. And this then gives you also the enjoyment that you have achieved it, and then you can let go and enjoy the other time, right? And otherwise, you are always also available, and like people use you also to play with you. Ah, you have time. Can you do this? Can you do that? And you don't have anything, like you cannot say, oh no, I'm busy at that time. So you're always available. And that is also a kind like losing your self-love in a way.
That's right. As long as you keep enough space in your structure. So, you know, of course, it's a balance. Don't overcommit. That's something that I used to do. I've gone through all phases, right? Of overcommitting. And then my schedule was so friggin' full that I felt I was suffocating. But then I had to kind of weed it out and see what is really, really important here. And the fun thing is, and research undermines this, is when we focus on those things that are really important to us, we do those well, a lot of the job is done. And a lot of the other things that we maybe in that sense of overwhelm think are also important just aren't. They really aren't. They fall by the way. Because as you were saying, Nicole, that you will also notice you'll start weeding out people. I don't work with non-committed people. I feel that vibe right away. These sort of whatever. I'm like, no, with me, you're full in, or please make space for the next. And I think that's the sort of energy we need right now. That doesn't mean that we don't care about other people anymore, but you have to prioritize what's important to you, because that will give you the ability to even help others. Yolanda.
Yes. Yes. Also, maybe I have to make a commitment that only one day a week I do treatments, because now when someone needs me and phones and can I come in a half an hour, or can I come in an hour? Yeah, and I always say, yeah, okay, you need me, come. And maybe that's, yeah. That's
Strong boundaries, because you'll have more energy in those times, right?
Yeah.
Keep strong boundaries.
Boundaries.
Lee?
Yeah.
Was there anything you wanted to add, Lily?
Yes, to everything. The last 2 months I've been possibly overcommitting. I've been doing things that I really felt were important, but I've got a number of, and I tend to fill my calendar with structured things, but then there is an override. When my son called up and said, can I come on Thursday instead of Tuesday? Well, I had another booking on Thursday night. I said, but family comes first. And to have your priorities right, I think, is also important.
So with you, my question is, do you have in your structured schedule, which I imagine is down to the minute, do you have time scheduled for yourself in there?
This is where, yes, well, today, every Monday I go for a lymph drainage at the UN. I go to my masseur at the UN. So every Monday I have my massage.
Okay. I'm going to give everyone here a tip, because I'm coaching a couple of very interesting clients right now. And one tip that I give everyone, where I just sense that they might not do it automatically, is please move your body 15 minutes a day, every day. Make sure that once a day you get out of breath. Make sure every day, once a day, you get out of breath, whatever that means for you. For some, it's maybe just doing one flight of stairs. For the others, it's running across the street. For the others, it's doing, I don't know, sit-ups, push-ups, whatever it takes, boxing, dancing, jumping. But really do that for your heart. Because, you know, part of this is, yes, we have to have the right mindset, but our body, that's the self-care, really needs it. Okay, so if you want to live a long, healthy, happy life, 15 minutes a day is really the absolute minimum. Yeah, and you'll notice the more you get into that moving of the body, the more energy you'll have. It really lifts the spirit as well. So that's a big part of self-care, is making sure that you're moving enough. Yes, can we all commit to that, please? Okay, so we're 10 to 8. I should think it's time for our intention now. I'm just going to read a beautiful comment here from Karen. To open my heart much more, and I'm going to be aware of doing this every day. This will help me to live more in peace and in the moment and enjoy all these moments of living. This circle is making me much more realize the love and being connected with each other. This group is strong and growing. I can feel it every time to be in the moment on Monday together. Thank you, Karen. That's lovely. We feel the same way. So our intention is to immediately, completely, and permanently love ourselves on all levels and be at peace with ourselves. I think the peace should be in there too. Or to love ourselves so deeply that we are that peace in this world. Do you like that? I got some raised eyebrows from Lily there. I'm taking that as a good
No, I mean, I'm totally agreeing, because that's the point. We have to be that peace, and that resonates. I was hearing something this weekend about how this frequency just comes out of the heart, and the people feel it. You don't have to say anything. Be that peace.
Love ourselves so deeply that we are that peace, that we are the peace, that we are peace, that we are at peace, at peace, at peace. Our intention is to immediately, completely, and permanently love ourselves so deeply that we are at peace, and to be happy, healthy, and well in every way. Do you like that? Can we refine it? Are we good with that? Yolanda, you're going to say something? You're just going to make a face.
You're muted, Yolanda.
I know. When you were saying it, for me came love ourselves so deeply that we are at peace and spread it.
Mm.
No?
Spreading always has me feeling that we're going to spread ourselves thin. That's why I'm always cautious of the spreading. How about that we're channels of peace, that we are vessels
That
of peace,
we share it. Or
that we live and share peace. How about that?
yeah.
That we live and share peace. There we go. We got it. See, it always takes a tribe. So our intention is to immediately, completely, and permanently love ourselves so deeply that we live and share peace. And we're happy and healthy in every way. Okay. Off go the spotlights. Get into your most comfortable position with a straight back, a straight spine. Focus on your breath. Imagine we're holding hands, connecting our hearts. And from our hearts, we send out the intention that we are completely, immediately, and permanently loving ourselves so deeply that we live and share peace and are happy and healthy in every way. Our intention is to immediately, completely, and permanently love ourselves so deeply that we live and share peace and are happy, healthy, and well in every way. Our intention is to immediately, completely, and permanently love ourselves so deeply that we live and share peace and are happy, healthy, and well in every way. Our intention is to completely, immediately, and permanently love ourselves so deeply that we live and share peace and are happy, healthy, and well in every way. Thank you for intending with us. You might want to take some notes on what happened for you. It was just incredibly peaceful. I don't know how it was for you. Thumbs up. Was it nice? Did you enjoy it? Yeah, so special. So I'm going to leave you with two more announcements. One is that if you don't know my self-love meditation yet, I encourage you to download it. It's for free on joymartina.com. It's a great way to train your brain to stay on track with self-love, to make all those 5 steps easier for you. Just go on joymartina.com and go into the gift section and you can download it for free. And I'm also going to send you a link to a fabulous weight loss summit that I took part in, a weight loss summit for women over 50. And there I share why self-love is the foundation. if you want to have a naturally slim and healthy body. I'll send you that link along also in the recordings. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to all
Could
of
I
you.
do? I have also
Yeah.
one small announcement for those of you who might have a Healy. There is a beautiful free group meeting on the soul cycle. This is a program in the Healy. It has it contains 12 different programs, and it started 6 days ago. So you do for 3 days, you do one certain topic. So it was starting with acceptance, and now we are in the self-confidence. And you do it with so many people. For 3 days, you repeat the program for 1 hour on your body. And it's really also taking notes and making a small journal about it. It's really very nice. And there is a Facebook group called 36 Days of the Soul Cycle, with Martina, who is the lady who invented the soul cycle.
And it's free for all those who have the soul cycle, right?
Yes,
So
for those who have the soul cycle, yes.
if you are a Healy user, we'll include the link in the replay so that for those of you who have a Healy can also join in. Thank you for adding that. Anything else anybody would like to say before we close? Now's your time. Okay. Well, let's gather all the energy in. Thank you, thank you, thank you to yourself for making this time. Maybe place your hands next to your heart, pressing your thumb against your chest bone, and then say thank you, thank you, thank you to that beautiful heart of yours, to all the hearts of all the sisters in our circles. May they all feel safe and healthy and happy and live life with ease. Thank you for being a sister, and have a beautiful week. And remember, do share the recordings with your sisters and friends and girlfriends and mamas and aunts and whatever. The more we are, the merrier, as you can see. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.